from WNYT, Albany, in HD. News Channel 13, live at noon, begins right now.
Filing your taxes does not have to be taxing. We'll have some tips coming up. Stay with us. If you haven't filed your taxes yet, you're not alone. Kevin O'Leary from Marvin and Company is here now with some tips. Thanks very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Should I panic now since I haven't filed my taxes?
No. Lots of time left. Just over a month to April 15th deadline. Great time to review your prior year return and make sure everything's the same or a little bit different, and make sure everything that you had last year you have again this year, because the majority of the time people's returns are the same from year in and year out.
Do I need to gather any receipts? What do I need to do in the next month?
Now's the time if you want to start looking for those W-2s, those 1099s from your banks. Receipts, sure, if you have a small business especially, you want to go through your receipts, make sure they're all organized, take your time, do the return, put it down, take it back up, do a nice little review, look at the math, make sure, do the smell test, make sure everything looks reasonable, and you should be okay.
Should you have received all of your W-2 forms by now?
By now, yes. Usually by middle of February, you should be getting everything in the mail. If not, you really want to be thinking about contacting your employer or your bank or your investment advisor to make sure you get all the information.
What's new this year? Any new tax laws we need to know about?
2012, there are some new things, but really 2013 is going to be the year that people should be thinking about, especially the higher income individuals, with the laws that passed in early January that were retroactive for 2012. 2013 is the year that planning is really, really important for anybody, in the 250 range, 250,000 for married couples, and then the 450,000 number too as well.
So that's for 2012 or 2013?
2013 is that one, yeah. 2012, really for the majority of the individuals, it should look about the same. Maybe their take-home was a little bit less because the payroll tax holiday wasn't extended. But really for 2012, you should see a lot of the same things that you saw in 2011.
Now, who would you suggest needs to file for an extension?
For anybody who doesn't think they're going to be able to get all their information in by the April 15th deadline, they should be filing an extension. The trick is, though, the money is always due on the 15th. So you really have to do a run through the return, or almost a rough draft, to figure out how much you should pay into the government by the 15th. So you really only get an extension for the form filing. The money is still due on the 15th.
So you can't just say, I want to file an extension and blow it off.
Yeah, right. You can't say, hey, I'm not going to send anything in. Here's the form. I'm going to wait till the October 15th deadline to send the money in, because you'll get a nice little interest charge for those 6 months that went by.
And what would we need to do to file an extension?
An extension, you can basically go online or Google personal tax extension, go through the numbers, figure out how much you think you would owe, and always estimate a little bit on the high side. It's nice to have a little buffer. And then you can just send it into the government by the April 15th deadline with the money. Need the money.
You need the money.
Need the money.
They want the money.
They want the money.
Now, if I need an accountant, is it too late to get one? We've only got a month. It's your busy season.
Yep, our busy season. It's not too late. A lot of good firms in the area still taking on clients. So if you think you got something new this year that we might be a little nervous about, really good time to seek out some advice.
And why have an accountant like yourself? Why have a CPA?
I think the easiest way I could say it is it's a lot easier and a lot cheaper to get it done right the first time. A lot of people who try it on their own and then have to get it fixed, have to do an amendment. You might get a notice from the IRS, might even get audited. It can get a lot more expensive if you do it wrong and have to be fixed later on. So
great advice. Thanks very much. Thank you,
me.
Kevin O'Leary from Marvin and Company.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.